22.8 million. If you don't know what that number means, that is the amount of money that Ohio State is pouring into their stadium renovations for 2026. We have seen a lot of stadiums recently get these big billion-dollar renovations. Look at Penn State, for example. Kansas just built a new stadium, and Ohio State finally getting up to speed somewhat with everybody else. This is obviously not a billion-dollar renovation. It's a $22.8 million renovation, which is including multiple things. If you have not caught up with this, it includes the new premium seating that we have all seen. It includes a new turf, which is what we're going to be mainly talking about today. I'll show you some photos of that in a second. It also includes new video boards on the north side and on the south side of the stadium near the end zones. This news has been floating in the air, but the reason why it's getting brought back to relevancy right now is the new turf, which I'll throw up a photo of it now. Ohio State getting new turf. I'll show you a photo of it before and the after. It is a world of difference, and just not the look that matters, the actual practicality of the field matters. Is one thing, it is rolled up turf. It's apparently easier to take off and put on than the original turf, which means Ohio State now is able to do alternate end zones, as when they do the blackout this year, they will be doing black end zones, and the turf is more vibrant. The greens on each 5 of the 5-yard intervals are a different shade of green, so it goes dark, light, dark, light. The end zones are not this like pink, it is this bright, vibrant scarlet, which looks so much better than how it did before. They had the cheapest turf option, the turf that is banned in the NFL for being so unsafe. It was the split filament turf, which I'll show it to you now. It is not individual blades of grass on the turf. It is this honeycomb that's supposed to mimic the shade or mimic the shape of grass. And since it's a honeycomb, the little holes in it, what would happen is players in the NFL and in college would get their cleats sometimes stuck in these honeycombs, and then when all that force is happening, when they're juking, turning directions, they would tear their ACLs, and that's why this turf has been banned everywhere. But it's not banned in college. Ohio State has been doing this horrible cheap turf. It's why we've had injuries. It's why, JSN, that was probably caused because of this old turf that we have, and they've changed from the split filament to the monofilament, which is just the individual blades of grass. There's no honeycomb. It's not cheap. It's more expensive. It's more high quality, and we're getting actual good turf. I'm pretty sure the university and the athletic department, they are doing tours of Ohio Stadium with the new turf, and then you're able to buy like a 3 square or like a square foot of the old Ohio State turf if you want it. I mean, it's not great turf. I don't know why I wouldn't really want it, but it would be cool if you can find it online. You can buy some of the old turf, but we are getting new turf. Looks great. The thing that I'm really excited for is the alternate end zones. We've never had that, I don't think, in the history of really Ohio State history. I remember the only time we've ever had alternate fields are, if you remember, when we played LSU in 1996 or the John Cooper era, the midfield logo for Ohio State, it said Big Ten. It was really goofy letters, but that was the only time I think we've ever done it. And now I know A&M does this a lot with the black end zones. So I think we're getting some black end zones, kind of like what the Cincinnati Bengals do. I wonder if the block O in the middle will also be black. Hopefully that game is for Oregon. Hopefully I can go to that game. Super excited for the turf. The next part is the premium seating, which I talked about earlier. You'll see a photo of it now. They took out the bottom section of the student section, where there was 3 sections. The middle had the band, the 2 sides had fans. They moved the band to the the northwest bottom, the A deck. That's where they used to be in the early 2000s. And then last year, you had fans completely take over that bottom section in the spring game, and then now they've completely gotten rid of that and put premium seating. The top of the premium seating will have fans, so it should still be loud, but they're pushed up like a floor higher, and there's going to be a couple like little small apartment things at the bottom. It looks really stupid, I'm not gonna lie. It took down the capacity a little bit, and it looks really, really dumb. I hate that they're doing it, and that's not the extent of it, as Ross Bjork has talked about having a kind of, have you seen the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium where they have that like pool thing on the upper deck near one of the end zones? Kind of like that, but it's going to be on the south end zone, and the two towers, they're going to cut out the towers and I guess have like a platform and like a restaurant or like a bar. I don't really know. It honestly does not sound that great. I really don't want that. If it doesn't take down stadium capacity, maybe. But again, those towers are iconic in Ohio Stadium. You'd have to get rid of the Victory Bell. You would have to move that. So I don't want any of that to happen, but that is the second part of the renovations, and we'll see more of this over the years. They're going to get rid of a lot of the capacity of the stadium and then put premium seating. So I would not be surprised that in our lifetime, if Ohio Stadium goes under 100,000 seats, that is a very sad day. Not looking forward to that day, but that is the second part of the stadium renovations. The third part of this renovation is the video boards. If you've been to Ohio Stadium, obviously you have the big video board on the south side, but they are hoping to renovate and make a new south end zone in the next couple of years. The video board that has already been dealt with is the north side video board. If you have been to Ohio Stadium, you know how awful this thing is. Whenever you look at it, one thing, you'll see it on screen now. It is so unbelievably tiny. That scoreboard, that video board is so unbelievably tiny. You can't even really see anything on it. And then on top of that, there's always like the video board is put together by a bunch of video screens put together, and there's always a couple video screens that are like upside down, or they're broken, or they're turned off. Like, it is the most ghetto, trashy looking video board. And when we see teams like Illinois, Colorado, these much smaller schools doing these big renovations, giving these big, huge, nice video boards in Ohio Stadium, they come to Ohio Stadium and they see that, it is a little bit embarrassing. So they've already tore that down and built a new one. I have not seen any photos of the new one. It might not be completely up yet. Hopefully it is bigger than the last one. And even if it's not, just a nicer quality scoreboard, video board that's not like half broken would be nice. But I'm really excited to see the south end video board when that gets renovated in the next couple of years. Because Colorado's, if you have not seen Colorado's, that thing is huge. If you have not seen Texas's video board, that thing is huge. I would love to see that. The fourth thing that they kind of quietly added, which will be very nice, we'll see how effective it is with 100,000 people in Ohio Stadium, but they've added Wi-Fi. They've added Wi-Fi in the little, like if you've been to Ohio Stadium and you're walking to your seat, you go up the stairs in the railing, there's always those little like gray Ohio State boxes, like whatever. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking. I'll show a picture of it now. And they're plugging Wi-Fi cables and like Wi-Fi internet into those little boxes on the staircase. And if you've been to Ohio Stadium before, there's service, but there's so many people, you're not going to get any internet there. Good luck checking other games. And hopefully we'll get Wi-Fi in there, which is one of the only positive ones. That and the turf I really love in the video boards, but the new premium seating I don't love. What I would be okay with is, I know as much as I hate Michigan, do kind of what Michigan does. Add a second press box. Have a completely commercial press box, where if you look at Michigan Stadium, they have two press boxes, and the press boxes are usually only for super, super rich families, donors, people that have ties, coordinators, coaches, media staff. And if we had a second press box, we could, that could be your premium seating. It's, it's completely commercial, no media, no coaches, just completely, that's where all the rich people can go if they don't want to sit on the field, not get rid of our seats that we paid for on the field to make those more expensive because there's less of them, so they can have their comfy, air-conditioned or heated seats. So That's something that I could see happening in the future, but they have not announced that yet. But if I could add something to this renovation, I would love to see a second press box opposite of the one on the other side of the stadium. The next thing I wanted to talk about is in the NFL. We just saw Brian Hartline retweeted it because obviously these are his guys. The new contracts for Ohio State wide receivers in the NFL for JSN, who has just announced a 99 in Madden. He got his new contract, and it is 4 years, $168.6 million for the Seahawks. He is, I think, the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL right now. I'm not, don't quote me on it. I mean, it maybe is Jamar Chase, but he's one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL. Then Chris Olave, he just got a 4-year, $132 million contract from the Saints, and he has just been one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. He is a true dominant wide receiver one. He has just had injury problems, and he's on a bad team, but now he's kind of, he might potentially have a quarterback now in Tyler Shuck, who very surprisingly is just like, oh, I'm good in the NFL now. It's like, oh, I did not see that coming. Then for Garrett Wilson, you had a 4-year, $130 million deal on the Jets, which you're on the Jets. So I'm glad they're paying you how much they're paying you, because I mean, your career is basically over, Garrett, until you get traded when you're out of your prime. So hopefully he can get out of there, but at least he's there for another 4 years. And those are all of that 2021 wide receiver room. And then kind of going back a little bit for Terry McLaurin, he just got a 3-year, $97 million contract. So Brian Hartline's guys getting very well compensated in the NFL. For Marv, we've seen some training camp stuff. Marv is, I don't know, he looks good one day and looks awful the next day. Michael Wilson kind of mogging him sometimes. Emeka Egbuka, hopefully we can see him kind of have a bounce back. That first half of the year last year was amazing. Second half of the year, Baker just wasn't targeting him. There was a couple bad drops, not accurate throws. And then for Carnell Tate, he was just announced to being a 77 overall in Madden at Tennessee. He, I think, also just got paid, I think it was like $68 million for his rookie contract. So very well compensated for all of the guys that were scarlet and gray in that wide receiver room. And then Jeremiah Smith at Media Days was asked again, did you decline a $10 million deal from, Miami, Alabama, LSU to transfer? And he said, yeah. So declining $10 million to go somewhere else. I think he's getting $5 million a year at Ohio State, which is not the highest paid player in the sport. I think it is still Arch Manning is the highest paid person in the sport. The last thing I want to get into before I get out of here is just talking about the chase patches that Ohio State I talked about, that they were leaked. It might have been AI. Turns out it was not AI. And they actually, the thing that led us to think it maybe was AI was that it was a photo shoot. I'm still very surprised that they were holding a photo shoot for the jersey patches, which did not really see that coming, but I'll throw them up on screen now. What you can see for the home jerseys, it's not the worst thing in the world. It kind of blends in with the Big Ten and the Nike logo patch. But man, the away jerseys, I was thinking, hey, red jerseys, white patch, white jerseys, red patch. Nope, it's going to be a black patch. It looks bad. Oh my God. The away jerseys, which are the best jerseys in college football. The normal away Ohio State jerseys now with the stripes are the best jersey in all of college football, and now they have this ugly mismatch patch. One thing, the patch is ugly enough as it is, and now it is completely mismatched from everything else. It is it's just black. You have red patch, silver, red, just black patch. I know that, it's not that there's no black in Ohio State's uniform at all, but a random black patch that's completely separate in a different color scheme than everything else. It's very ugly, and I'm upset that Chase couldn't compromise to get a red jersey patch for the away jerseys, but they're coming. Notre Dame just did one with SoFi. They got paid $20 million a year Ohio State got paid $17 million a year from Chase. We're seeing a bunch of other teams do this. The Big 12 just signed a $12 million a year monster deal, which that $12 million goes to all of their teams that they all have to wear. So Ohio State got paid $17 million for just a jersey patch for their own team. The Big 12 paid $12 million for everybody. So everyone gets like only $800K a year, and they have to put it on the field, on their jerseys, on the helmet, I think too. So unfortunate for the Big 12. They're kind of just proving why they're not going to be able to compete with everybody else in the sport. But that is kind of all I have for you guys right now. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you have not already, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 750 subscribers before the college football season starts. So if you have not already, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, and let me know down in the comments, how do you guys feel about Ohio State's new turf? But again, that is all I have for you guys today. I'll talk to you guys all later. And as always, thank you.